I'll worry about that when that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, but it should be live. Let your people know. Um, as far as everything, because I just clicked the live link,
Okay.
but let me see what's up.
I did tell my sister and my friend, so they should be coming on here.
Okay, because I just hit the live link. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's it. All right,
That's it.
welcome, guys. I'm here with Assata Evans. Is
Yes.
that how you want people to refer you, or you go by Vanessa?
It is actually, so my first name is Victoria. It is actually Assata Incense. Yeah, but
Oh,
it's okay.
all right. Well, no problem. So guys, I want to be able to cover what our podcast is about today. The episode is the direct mind brings you broken love, broke cat apostrophe n and love. So it has two meanings to it, and the main thing is understanding a woman's perspective of relationships and how we're doing in today's world with that, right? So, other than that, I do want to say that it involves a lot of different topics. One of them being reciprocity, another one being how we're building our relationships, whether they're toxic or not, and then also being able to understand how us as people are doing that. So go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm gonna do a little personal introduction after you, but introduce yourself to everybody so we can get to know who you are.
Okay. So I am Vicky. That is my name.
All right.
I am a tarot reader. So that is Afro Incense on Instagram. I also own Afro Thrift, which is my online jewelry boutique. Whatever. So I also own that at Afro Thrift. Um, so yeah, that's the gist of what I do. I'm also a Black activist. I spend a lot of time speaking out about Black history, Black events. I've been to many protests. So that is another another avenue that I use a lot and that I really love. So all three aspects of myself, that I really, really love doing. Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. I just want to shout out our sponsors for this podcast real quick. This podcast is brought to you by Canada Drip. It's not Canada Dry, it's Canada Drip. It's new merch on the Drip Van Gogh Museum website. Make sure you check out Drip Van Gogh on Facebook and Drip Van Gogh Museum on their website and get your merch. Now, the next sponsor is actually myself. I'm actually giving out three separate merches in the month of December for somebody that follows, likes, or comments to any of our podcasts. You will be in a raffle with Overtime Sims Productions, and I will extend that option to you. Just when we select you, make sure you send us your address so we can ship out. And then we're also brought by Coffee Connoisseurs. Indulge in the best coffee, luxury for all the taste. The site is coming soon. All right, so a little bit about me. Um, my name is JKing Direct. I've been doing the direct mind for about a year and a half now. And the best part of this whole podcast is getting people that give us a different perspective on how they're approaching life and also how we can be able to either implement or learn from them, right? So, the one thing I do want to say that we have had in the past is we've had some authors, we've had some business people, and we've had people that have grown in their faith or changed over time. And I've witnessed these people grow, but I also want you guys to witness them grow. So tune in on Anchor when this podcast does drop on your audio, and you can listen to it on the go. All right. So the main topics we have today: relationships. What is what is a great definer of somebody being in a relationship? Assata, I'm gonna let you take over on that.
I would say someone being in a relationship, they would define that in whatever way they see fit. You get what I'm saying? Because it has to be a mutual agreement between you and the person. Y'all have to be on the same, synergy. So it's like one can't want a title and then the other want a situationship. That's not gonna work. Like, you get what I'm saying? So both have to want the same thing.
So not to be any like reiterating it. Who are we addressing by that? Who's that person that needs to hear that?
Probably both men and women.
You feel like women do that to themselves?
I feel like women can. I feel like men can. You get what I'm saying? Like, I definitely don't want to seem like I'm being sexist. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not just on men and it's not just on women. Both come with different viewpoints and with different, whatever. So I definitely don't want to put it just on one gender. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So who do you feel like we listen to right now? Whose opinion do you feel like a lot of people listen to? They listen to the media, or they listen to a lot of their peers, or do they just go out and read all these magazines and say, hey, this is how I should treat people in a relationship?
I think it can be all of that. I think people definitely listen to music and kind of define whatever it is. I don't listen to current music, like, like the current rappers. I don't listen to that stuff, so I wouldn't know what they're saying, and that's why I don't listen to it. But it's like, you definitely want to listen to music. You're going to read magazines. You're going to listen to podcasts. You're going to take in, a lot of us take in so much information. Get what I'm saying? And sometimes we try to go based off of that. But I have learned in my experience that the best people to listen to are your parents.
But that's gonna lead into another point I have. But what if they have the broken home syndrome? What if they're raised by their grandparents?
Mhm.
How can you relate that to your parents? Or what if the parents don't even get along?
That too. I mean, because myself, I have come from a broken home. I think my mama raised me. She was a single mother, but I also know my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your parents, your grandparents. I would say whoever is close to you,
Mm-hmm.
who has that wisdom. A lot of times, those are the best people to listen to. You get what I'm saying? Because even your grandparents, like, they've been here 50, 60, 70 years, whatever. Like, they had the juice. It's just up to you if you want to drink, you know. So it's like that type thing. Like, I love speaking to elderly people. Why? Because something that is so big to me, they make it seem this small. Like, you know what I'm saying? Their advice will make it seem like it's this small, but it was fucking huge to me. You get what I'm saying? But to them, it's just like that's a breeze. This is how you do this. And then boom, and it's done.
Uh, um, do you feel like I don't say the black educated man, educated people in relationships, do you feel like that's a rare thing?
No, because
Do
you
you
don't
feel
have
like
to.
go ahead. No,
No,
go ahead.
because you don't have to. There. To me, education is not just one dimensional. You have some people that are well versed in different areas. You have people that are street smart, people that are book smart, people that are tech savvy. Some people, all of that is education. I definitely don't feel like a degree is the end all be all to education, because I know people without one that know things that I've never even heard of, and I have 2 degrees. You get what I'm saying?
What kind
So
of degree? Yeah.
So I have my undergrad in criminal justice and I have a master's in business administration.
Are you a police officer?
I am not.
I was about to say this
And
conversation.
I will not be.
But I guess I can relate. I have a business background, but I never actually studied for my MBA. I actually felt I jumped into sales and marketing right after college. I graduated from Morgan State, went to architecture school, so I did the design stuff, and then I started seeing like all these people. You're so educated, but you can't even relate to people, let alone hold a conversation. You feel like you're better than somebody. So where does that play in a dating scene or in relationships for you?
I've heard that from others. Personally, I've never experienced that. I've never experienced being in a relationship where someone thought they were better than me. But I have experienced relationships where they thought they could control me. That's a problem. But with other
Or
people,
like they're a trophy?
like they, this person in particular, like they were old. He was older than me, and he thought because he was older than me, he could control me and my
Oh,
way of thinking.
oh.
Yeah.
So do you feel like maturity comes with age?
No. I feel like someone can be 40 and still act 15. Someone can be 20 and act 40.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So in that, right? How is the dating scene out here for you? For women looking at men, or I'm not sure if you roll both ways or anything, but how is that for you?
Well, I'm heterosexual.
Hey,
um,
hey, I just gotta ask.
but I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge anyone. Love wins. And I'm just gonna leave that at that. Love wins and all and whatever that looks like for you. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely like men.
You
And
had to clarify. Okay.
yeah,
But
like you know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask these questions because the thing is like now it's like I don't want to say people don't have an identity. It's like you can't be one thing and be good. You feel like somebody put you in a box or something. Like when you go out there, you saying hi to people. Oh, I don't want them to think I'm this, so I'm gonna start acting this way. And I'll give you an example real quick. But I also want to bring up a quote, and I want to ask you what you think.
Mhm.
So if I'm a guy wearing a suit, I'm not all cut, I'm not all athletic as I used to be.
Mhm.
But if I'm a guy wearing a suit, my image to a woman is like, yeah, I'm professional. But some women feel like they can't even approach a guy that has a suit.
Mhm.
Do you feel like that's something you've experienced or you've seen or your friends have had in the past?
Um, a lot of a lot of women I've heard, speak of this, they like men in suits. They find it appealing, they relate it to success and status, and different things, of that nature, and which may be something that they're looking for, right? So if you're looking for a professional man with a career that wears a suit and you see one and you just like, oh well damn. You get what I'm saying? Like, because that's what you want, So it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that by all means. Like love is definitely what you're looking for is definitely up to you. Personally, I don't have to have a man in a suit. But
Mm.
but if you know what I'm saying, but if you like a man in a suit, just go for it. Like
So adding to that, do you feel like it comes down to confidence?
yes, everything is confidence.
Explain
Confidence is
explain
everything.
yourself.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Confidence is the confidence is the gem. That is your stamp. You know what I'm saying? That is you. You can't do anything without having confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you're trying to start a business, you have to be confident enough to jump out there. You know what I'm saying? To jump out there on faith. Even when you're trying to you know, when you're trying to lose weight, you have to be confident that you can succeed your goal. Everything goes back to confidence, and it all starts with you. You know what I'm saying? So in dating, you date at your self-esteem level. You know what I'm saying? When my self-esteem was at its lowest, I dated shitty ass people. Like I dated shitty ass guys.
So what is that definition of that for you?
Of confidence or the shitty guys?
The shitty guy.
Oh, the shitty guy is the guy who is a leech, you know, who doesn't really want anything for himself. He want to come up off you. The guy who emotionally abuses you, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of that. The guy who doesn't pour into you, but he loves to take. You know what I'm saying? But does not
You
fulfill your
got nothing to
commitment.
give.
Yeah, like, you know, he doesn't compliment you. Everything doesn't, you know, to love a woman, it doesn't all the time have to do with money. I know money is a big factor for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Because you really
But
can't live.
it's like to add to that, people need money. You gotta have money in a relationship, not necessarily for status or nothing like that, but like you need money to support your family. And I know a lot of guys feel pressure, and this is going to go into the next topic next week. You gotta provide, protect, and I always say men are procreators. If you break that down, men are not reproducers,
Mhm.
right? You gotta you gotta put out, you gotta create, and men have no say so in how that gets reproduced. But that being a whole topic, are people getting in relationships for the wrong reasons to you?
Sometimes. I think so. A lot of times we may can get in a relationship because we don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? Because being single is hard too. I always tell people, being in a relationship can be hard and being single can be just as hard. So you gotta pick your heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to really sit there and choose, okay, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with someone, is this person worth it? You know what I'm saying? And if I'm gonna be single, can I enjoy my singleness until someone worthy comes? But I think a lot of times people do get into relationships for the wrong reasons. It could be for sex, it could be for money, it could be for stability. You know, it can be for different things. But if it's not done with the best intentions, that's what makes it the wrong intention. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if a dude is a leech versus a woman not working in a relationship, what makes that guy like? I've seen relationships where there's a stay-at-home dad. I've
Mm.
seen relationships where he's not making the most money, and now it's a status thing, right? So it's like a dude doesn't want to be put in that position, but if your girl's working for government and she got a stable job and you out there hustling in the streets and that's what she likes, it's kind of like a false, I don't say false promise to people, but it's kind of like you're looking for something you're not getting.
Mhm.
Do you feel like those guys can be leeches if they're staying at home and providing that way, or if they're not? Explain from your perspective.
First of all, if anyone is doing anything illegal, okay, and you are making a legal living, that is
Uh
never
huh.
a good idea,
Uh huh.
ever. Because um, growing up where I've grown up at and knowing people that I've known, I I've heard situations like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? The girl is, you know, legit doing her right thing. He doing stuff and he don't have no business, and you know they run up in your house. Now you lost out. You know what I'm saying? Because that responsibility is on you. So I always say, when you are dating, you have
Mhm.
to definitely look at everything for what it is and ask yourself, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because that isn't worth it. And I'm definitely not trying to say that I'm judging anyone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just being real. You know,
Yeah.
that isn't the best decision as it comes down to your safety and to maintaining what you have. You know what I'm saying?
And some women love the bad boy.
a lot of us do. I have been one because opposites attract. But once again, you know,
Uh-huh.
once again, you just have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And when you get in a certain space in life, and when you reach a certain level of maturity, like right now at this stage in my life, no, that's not worth it. But when I was a teenager, that was different. You know what I'm saying? But now I have a lot to lose, so it's not worth it.
All right. So let me ask you this. You did bring this up before we went live. You feel like black women are at the bottom of the totem pole, and why?
I don't feel like we're at the bottom of the totem pole. I definitely wouldn't say that, but I would say that the black woman, and Malcolm X is my favorite leader of all time. I absolutely love Malcolm X.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely would say I agree with his stance when he said that the black woman is the most unprotected, the most disrespected. I definitely agree to that. You know what I'm saying? And it is not, and let me make this disclaimer, it is not by all men, all people, because I have been blessed to have wonderful black guy friends who love me and protect me. And and will show up and show out for me. You know what I'm saying? But I have encountered men, and not just black. It's been other races, you know what I'm saying, who have been very disrespectful to me, but I see that they treat another race of women totally different. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like that type of thing.
I understand that. I understand that because I actually have a sister and a little brother, and they're twins. But I see the disparities in how like a black woman gets treated versus a white woman. It's kind of like saying, hey, I'm I'm a black guy, but I don't love my black women, so I'm gonna go get me a white girl or a Chinese girl. And black women feel offended by that.
Mm-hmm. This is okay.
Tell me, yes,
I
yes.
I am
We gotta.
trying. I'm going to try to be because this is a fine line. Okay, so I'm definitely going to walk
No,
this
just say it
fine
like
line and not
that.
offend anyone or
You're not
whatever,
offending nobody
because this is fine here that I'm going to say. Um, your preference is your preference. You get what I'm
here.
saying? Whether you like the same sex, different sex, your preference is your preference. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to condemn anyone of their preference, but if you have to belittle another race of woman to explain your preference, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? If you like your, what I'm saying, your Chinese, your Asian women, whatever, like them. And by all means, blessings to you. But don't condemn me as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's just,
Yeah,
don't condemn me. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way to absolutely put it. Love what you love, like what you like, but that doesn't mean that you have to condemn the next.
all right, so I'm gonna end this part of this topic with this quote. It was a quote that actually was put out there. It was a quote about black women and black men, right?
Mhm.
The lady said, you know, as black women, we have to settle for being, taking the D only. We can't get everything all these other races get of women. And I'm sitting there like, what is she looking at?
Mhm.
Like I'm a black guy. I'm not out there hustling. I started my own business. So I'm sitting there looking at it from a lens like, is that why you hate your own men? And are you raising one?
Mhm.
Because if
Absolutely.
you're putting that energy out there,
Absolutely.
that's a lot of hate to get past to just you know keep moving. Because if I'm being raised by a woman that hates black men, how does that make me feel?
Hmm. Absolutely. And that definitely is a point. You get what I'm saying? And I've heard that too. And I definitely realize that that is an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because if I am like, I don't have any children, but if I ever had a son, one thing that I promised myself that I would never do that happened to me is I would never shun his father, especially because most likely his father is going to be a Black man. Because that's like Black love is just what I want. You get what I'm saying? So despite the terms of whatever me and his dad are on, I would never do that. I would never degrade him, because if I'm going to raise a Black man, I'm going to raise the Black man that I wanted to date. I'm going to raise a gentleman, a man that respects, especially Black women, but all women, himself, the next Black man, you know what I'm saying? A responsible Black man, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to be as a mother. Same for my daughter, you know what I'm saying? For my daughter, I wouldn't do that with her. And my daughter is especially going to look to me. You get what I'm saying? So there is a certain way that I have to, walk in order for my daughter to be the best version of herself, because I don't want her to go through some of the things that I went through. You get what I'm saying?
Got you. We're gonna take a little commercial break right quick, guys, just so we can come back. But that's part of the next topic. If you're listening now, go ahead and stay tuned. Here we go. We got some other songs, some great music happening. You feel me? So I mean we gotta keep this going. Bring this back. I know everybody's celebrating holidays. Go ahead and tune into that Drip Bang Go.
This pagan Santa Claus. If they only knew that they really were celebrating me. And all my 7 deadly sins. Yes. Free my babies. We're about to get ready.
Jared, there's an issue with the link. People say they can't get on.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What happened?
There's an issue with the link. My sister says she can't get on.
Oh my God. Let me send you the real one. Because it says it's broadcasting live. My bad. Shoot. We need to get everybody on here.
Yeah, it says she can't.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay.
Stream setup. I'm glad you said something before I kept it going.
Yeah, they were messaging me, but I was trying to like focus.
I mean, hey, you know. Send them to the Direct Mind page. It's on the live tab right there. Okay. If they don't see it, let me go ahead and get you a whole joint right quick.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me a whole joint.
All right, give me a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad here. Oh, you know, like I be trying to post up, make sure everybody's on here.
On there, yeah.
Let's get it going. Boom. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, because it said it was live. I was like, oh, we good.
But yeah, apparently. And then, because they're not on your page. Yeah, I don't know why they can't see it.
You got Messenger, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to just send it right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Should be there. If it's not there, we're going to figure this out before we keep going.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. I mean, I know it's on a good level of stream right here, so.
Shoot. Can your people see it?
That's I hope so. Shoot. Okay. Cause I know I put it on there for people. Okay. Yeah, let me send you that link.
Okay. Yeah, I got it and I just sent it to him.
Is it on? Are we good?
I'm asking my sister now.
Cause I know I'm on. You know, shoot. Okay. Yeah, we still good on our side. Okay. But if they don't see it, yeah. Let me send you this link just in case. Yeah. We want to make sure everybody got it. But you know, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with technology. Sometimes.
Give or take, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gotta fight their battle.
Everybody.
That's actually part of that next topic we're gonna bring up. But I'm gonna let this all right, here you go.
Okay, it said we're on break.
It ain't come in?
Break. Hold on, let me call my sister because she's messaging it back and it's not really. Hold on,
It's
let me
not
call.
coming in?
Now
Send
I
it that.
haven't.
Send it that. I just sent you something.
Yeah, so we're on break. So so it still says that you're waiting for us at 3:00, right?
Mm.
Okay, all right. Let me send you.
Send her that. Send her the event right there, because that's live.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to send you one last thing, okay?
Yeah. Sorry about that. My bad.
No problem.
Oh God. All right. I'm gonna let it run while we still here.
I ain't never played no games in the ruck up, but I'm not here with the ball in my hand. I'ma kill these motherfuckers as many as I can. I'ma kill these motherfuckers. They don't anything with shots in the Achilles, motherfucker. Bang, bang, bang. Leeway, webs up good, nigga. I ain't seen a trap go. I'm wild as shit. I'm like Charlie. Give my bars and shit. They like the bosses. I'm in the mall and shit. I'm making water. I'm on the ball and shit. Key, I got father. Make it rain, nigga. Make it rain. Bust that pussy up and I'ma buy your ass a chain. Yeah, she know a nigga got that game, so she slob on my knob. Every key speaking with K. Yeah. Bad, 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 gangsters. It's the big bad, bad gangsters. Bad, 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 bad gangsters. It's the big bad, 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 bad. Doobity, 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 oh. Doobity, 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 oh. Doobity, 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 oh. Drop, 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 better drop it, drop, drop. Go hit a shot, go drop, till you drop. Go hit a shot, go shot, till you drop. Go hit a shot, go shot, till you drop. Doobity, 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 drop. Oh, oh, I'ma need this, I'ma need that. You gon' need a whole lot of stickers and stamps. You gon' need a whole lot of ugly sweaters for the ugly sweater party that I'm having, sir. You invited, I'ma see your ass soon. You invited, see your ass soon. It's the birthday party, but you gotta have blue. Gotta have blue, gotta have blue. And now I got you buy my clothes. Ollie, don't take no. I said buy my clothes. And tell everybody you know I've been Merry Christmas. I said Merry Christmas. I'ma wish you a Merry Christmas. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'ma wish you a Merry Christmas. I'ma wish you a Merry Christmas. I'ma wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Jibbity, jibbity, drop. Happy holidays. Jibbity, jibbity, drop.
All right, guys. We're back. We're back with Assata.
Hey.
And I am your host, JKing Direct. Thank you for attending. We're back to the topic here, and I do want to say I think we didn't touch on certain things, but I think there's a lot of pressure on people to be in a relationship versus them actually naturally wanting.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
the reason I say that is because what do you see on TV? The Bachelor, Bachelorette. You see all these Hollywood wives of Orange County, Atlanta, or even down here in Potomac. And I seen a lot of media that wants people to be in a relationship before they're mentally and emotionally ready to not necessarily commit, because commit's a strong word, to love somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just genuinely, because I don't feel like a lot of people even love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So why do you feel like people want to conform and accept other people's good and bad habits?
It's a matter of influence. You get what I'm saying? Whether good or bad. But I definitely do agree that there is a lot of pressure to be in a relationship. And I really think it's because, see, if we take it back to even like our parents' generation, right? They don't know self-love and self-worth the way that we know it. You get what I'm saying?
Explain.
Okay, prime example. My mother is approaching 60. When I speak about stuff like, oh, I'm taking myself on a date, or I'm saying my self affirmations, or I'm practicing self love right now on my date, and she doesn't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. Okay. Or even when I mention boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'll say, don't call me before, because my mother's an early riser and I am too. But if I am up early, it is because I'm posting something for Terry. I'm posting something for my business. I'm also a teacher. So I'm getting ready to log on and teach my kids. So I'm trying to get myself together. So I can't speak with you right now. But she doesn't understand that boundary. She like, if I'm up and ready to talk, why aren't you up ready to talk to me? But we're not in a marriage. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I have things to prepare for. So they do not understand. I'm not going to say all of them, but sometimes, generations don't understand things in the same way. So I think when you speak about relationships and this and the third, like our grandparents got married young. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a chance to experience themselves with only themselves, because a lot of times by 20 they were married with 2, 3, 4, 5 kids already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my grandma had a total of 9 children, and she got started young, and she was married, I want to say one time before my granddaddy came along. It was either 1 or 2 times. She was married multiple times, put it like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think there is a lot of pressure. And there shouldn't be, relationships with the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever you choose, are important for our growth. Yes.
Right. And part of this, hopefully my voice is part of this is about reality, right? I have family. I don't need to name names. I don't need to point fingers. I don't need to put somebody out there. I have family that's that's my half brother. That's my half sister. Like one woman has 3 to 4 kids by all different fathers. And it's not a broken house, but it's like y'all don't have something in common. And for me, I have 4. It's 4 of us, me, my brother, and then the twins, and we all have the same father and mother. So there's no like, yo, you gotta go over your father's house type thing, or there's no disconnect. And in that, I feel like that also plays a fact in like how women look at men. Are we just donators of sperm or something, or are we actually gonna be part of our kid's life? You ever had somebody say that?
Huh?
You ever had somebody say that? Like,
I have. Y'all are definitely not donators of sperm. Oh my gosh. No, y'all definitely have more purpose, than that. I definitely would say. And men are just as essential as a mother. Men are just as needed as the mom. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like when I like
play both roles in a relationship for their kid. And I feel like that does them a disservice, because then you raise a kid and you gotta be the father and the mother. Like they don't have a figure or a role model to take after, and it kind of messes up their concept of a relationship, right? And I'm not saying give and take. I'm not saying somebody has to be submissive. No, I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying like you gotta have both, not necessarily to be successful, but to have any way of relating and building your own, right? That's all I'm saying. But I get what you're saying in that it is a lot of pressure to jump in a relationship, but it's kind of like my friends who got their kids in high school. They're not even together now. They were all lovey dovey, and but the moment you mature enough, you're like, man, I don't even like that person. In that way, and not to say anything about that is negative, but like, what's your take on that?
I just think that sometimes people grow apart, and that's okay, because the purpose of that relationship was the child. You get what I'm saying? So now, as they, like, if you are high school sweethearts, you were very young, so the way you view a relationship at 17 is surely different. By the time you hit my age, 27 or 30, is definitely different. And sometimes you just grow apart, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with outgrowing people, because I'm all about growth. You know what I'm saying? So that's your growth. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to move on to something else. Um, and as far as like women, playing dual roles, a lot of times that can be situational, because I know some women that unfortunately the father has passed away. So of course that's double the work for the woman, unless she has a family dynamic to help her, and uncles and cousins or whatever to step up. So a lot of times, every situation is definitely different. So I commend any woman who definitely has to do certain things. And even men, like you have some men who the mother passed away, and the men are taking care of the daughters, and they don't know how to comb her hair. This and that, like, they're learning everything about a girl. You get what I'm saying? So everything isn't, oh, isn't the story that is most popular. Sometimes life, causes
Yeah.
you to.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up something about that.
Okay.
I just want people to reference. My mom and dad are together, but my mom was raised by her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother wasn't around,
Mm-hmm.
so they have a different aspect of men in their life and people giving to them. So they were raised three kids, one guy, right? And he kept rotating between, stepmother, girlfriend, and finding all these different relationships. And they weren't necessarily successful. He did get married again, but it kind of brings in a healthy perspective, like, yo, I'm not talking to you as, y'all are single women. My grandfather was a single man, raising three kids. How do you do that? How do you bring that perspective in for somebody that's always like, yo, I don't feel like I have time for dating. I don't feel like I have time since now I have kids. And why do you feel like people create a problem that's not there? Hopefully that makes sense, but I'll break it down if you need me to break
Yeah, please.
it down. All right, so toxic habits people have sometimes is telling themselves, you know, I look good to that person, but I don't look good to myself. I'm not confident in myself to go out there again and have a working relationship and have my kids look up to me because I don't think I'm successful.
Mhm. But how are we measuring success? You get what I'm saying? And I had to learn this. Okay. This was probably about 4 years ago. All right. Well, no, wait. I've been out of undergrad. So this was 5 years ago. Okay, I got out of undergrad. I had just started teaching, and I was really upset that I didn't have my own place yet. I just was really upset that I wasn't where I felt I should be. And I was like, I'm not successful. I was telling an old girlfriend of mine this. She was older than me. And I was venting to her, and she was like, well, are you measuring success by someone else's ruler, or by your own, or by your own journey? You get what I'm saying? And that totally changed my outlook on success. You know what I'm saying? Success is individually defined. You cannot define it by society. You know what I'm saying? Um, and success is where you are in your journey. That doesn't mean that you have to stay there, but success is definitely not, white picket fence, $10 million, this big time job, because some of us have been blessed to
So you
have
think
that,
you think
but
you think some people are stunting on
huh?
Insta? You think some people stunting on Insta? They be posting all these images like, yo, I got the money, I got this, I got the girl. Do you feel like they're stunting for other people to validate them, or do you feel like it's a way of being prideful?
Some people are, some people are. You know what I'm saying? The thing with social media is this. You can be anything you want to be on social media. Absolutely anything. We got different names, okay, myself included, all right? I got a whole different name. If people have addressed me on the street, and I did not answer because it's like I disconnect from that name when I'm not on social media because my name is Victoria. Like, you get what I'm saying? But they don't know me personally. They only know what I'm presenting. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm presenting is me. They don't know that for real. You know what I'm saying? So on social media, you can be
this
whatever.
goes into another part of it, right? Do you feel like people live out an identity, like another identity?
Some, yes. Some.
Or like a
You know,
split, like, you know, like, oh shit, he got that kind of identity when he's on there, but when I talk to him face to face, he's like real quiet.
some. Like, I met a guy, all right, this real shit. This guy slid into my DM probably about some years ago, whatever. Cause sliding that DM sometimes it could lead to a relationship. I'm just saying.
Did you get him a relationship?
We were
A situationship? Oh, come on.
We were a relationship, but that's for another day.
Was it one of those a means to an end relationship type thing?
What do you mean?
You were going in for a relationship to get out of it what you wanted.
No, we were in a relationship, but he wasn't the person who he portrayed to be. You know what I'm saying? He portrayed in the beginning, he was something totally different. And I get with him and I'm just like, you're boring, you're stagnant. I don't like this. You get what I'm saying? And like after 5-6 months, I was out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not the picture that he gave me. I feel for his representative.
What picture were you looking for?
Because
I feel like that is a problem nowadays. Because women looking for a dude with money, car, house, and then maybe that comes with a kid, right? Maybe they got their own kid, or maybe they want a kid from that guy. So what were you looking for?
And mind you, he had a job. You know what I'm saying? He had some goals. I was able to work with that. You get what I'm saying? But it was the other stuff. Like, I am very adventurous. I love to go out. I love to be out. I love to have fun. And he didn't want to do any of that. You get what I'm saying? But that's
your homebody.
He was a homebody. You know what I'm saying? And that was not conducive for my interest in that relationship. How is it that we can keep this going if we in the house all the time? That may work for some people, but I let that be known up front. Okay, like when I'm dating, a lot of things I put on the table then and there, and that is
Would you like to be wined and dined, or what happens?
I mean,
what do you want from a guy? Actually, let's say that.
Okay, so this goes back to love languages. There are 5 of them. You got acts of service, self-affirmations, quality time, touch, and what is it? Gifts. I think I said them all. Okay.
For me, I gotta read that book though. I haven't read that book.
Like,
I'm not gonna say that.
Love languages is real. Like, you get what I'm saying? For me, I definitely need self-affirmations. I ain't even gonna hold you. I need you look cute today. You know what I'm saying? I love you, this, that, and the other. I need that. You know what I'm saying? And I also need quality time. I need quality time, meaning we can be in the house sometimes. It can be a balance. Sometimes we can be in the house chilling, but I need to go out. I need to experience different things and see how you react to different things. Like, I love nature and I love sunflowers. I need to like be around people and things and see how you thrive. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have to, when you're not in your comfort zone. Like, I want somebody I can get up and travel with. You know what I'm saying? I want someone who can experience life with me in any and all aspects. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love concerts. Like, before COVID, I've been to so many concerts, I can't even name to you off the top of my head who I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And that's because each one was a different experience. Each one was an artist that I love, was a different experience. You know what I'm saying? And I'm what you would call an alternative Black girl. Like, this
alternative rock or rap or what?
Black girl. Like, so I love punk music, believe it or And I
Well,
especially
like
love,
Linkin Park and Korn and all them.
yes, I've always loved punk rock music. You get what I'm
Maroon
saying?
5, all them guys. Huh?
All of that, like I love it. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I especially love it when it comes from Black punk bands. You get what I'm saying? And I have found when I was a teenager, I didn't know a lot of them. You know, I didn't know Black people had so many, like, were well versed in so many different genres of music, but I also didn't know that Black people damn near created music. You get what I'm saying? So that was something that I learned, like, you know what I'm saying, in my journey. But I say all that to say is, like, I'm very eclectic. You get what I'm saying? So I need someone who can help, can add to that, because I'm like that by myself. You get what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be with me, that's not something that you can dim, because I'm also a Leo, so you can't dim that thrive in me. You get what I'm saying?
All right, pause. Let me ask you something about that. I know we're gonna go into this, but zodiac signs. I was actually interested in this one chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she asked me, "What's your sign, yo?"
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, "What's May 21st actually?" Let's clarify it before I say it.
So I am learning all the signs off the top of my head. It is
Yeah.
harder than what it sounds. So I'm
Because I
gonna.
think I'm right there in the middle, like smack dab. They say Taurus, I say Gemini. I sometimes go Taurus, but I'm smack dab right there, right? Right on whatever they call it, the cusp, right?
Yes. So
And
you
I said
are
to
a
her,
Gemini.
I
That
said
is your
that to
sun
her, right?
sign.
I said that to her.
Uh-huh.
She was like, "Oh, I can't date you."
Uh-huh.
From the jump,
Uh-huh.
from a sign, and I was like, "Yo, what are we doing? Like we're vibing."
Mm-hmm.
But you won't go with a dude that's a Gemini. I was like, oh man, that's
Okay,
rough.
can I tell you
You my
why
guy.
she said that?
Yeah,
Okay,
run it.
because I told you I'm a tarot reader, so I'm into numerology, astrology, all of that. The reason why she said that is because she's very well versed in what signs are compatible and this, that, and the third, right? So whatever her sign was, and knowing your sign, because we're actually a combination of three signs. We are the sun, the rising, and the moon. Like, and you would know that by doing your birth chart. Okay. Like my sun is a Leo, my moon is an Aquarius, my rising is a Capricorn. And if you read each three of your signs, you will understand yourself more. I promise you. So that's why she said that, because whatever her sign is, she knows that a Gemini isn't compatible with hers. Okay, like prime example, a Pisces isn't compatible with me. I've dated two Pisces, and both were two failed relationships. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on, let me say this. If you go in thinking it's gonna fail, isn't it gonna just happen?
This is true. This
Right?
is true.
Like you speaking it into existence so much that you don't give somebody. I don't want to say give and take, right? A lot of us know how to take shit, and if I want something, I'm the type, like you were talking about those love languages. I take people's gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll buy something, be like, yeah, I got it for me. It's not for you. But that's being
That's
petty,
fucked up.
right? That's being petty, right?
Yes.
So, so other than that, like the chick is still single, and I think some people are asexual.
Mm-hmm.
I
Man,
really do.
I've never heard that term. What does that mean?
Never.
No.
It's like there's no sex drive.
Oh, okay.
They don't operate. They don't have a drive, something that moves them. They don't have a nothing deals with sex for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not saying people are trans, people are this. They just don't have anything interesting with sex.
Mm-hmm.
You've never heard that at all?
Ever. This is very interesting. No, I've
Come
never
on.
heard that term.
Come on. But
No.
but I do want to reference this. Sometimes I do think it is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because I went through post traumatic stress.
I did
Right?
too. Mm-hmm.
You did too? You
Yes.
can share yours more than me. Because
Yes.
I was numb.
Mm-hmm.
like I was numb to people. I'd especially ignore you if I saw you were interested. I'm like, damn, son, I can't even engage with these people because I didn't feel like I could relate.
Mm-hmm.
But then you put yourself through a sales and marketing thing, and you have to connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find common interests. You got to create a relationship. You got to close somebody. That brings me full circle to what I was going through. And I said to myself, why did I believe that I wasn't, worth it for somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I put myself in that aspect because I don't want to talk about anybody else's mental state until they address their own. Some people are bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna tell you that when they try and go out with you. You're gonna find out when you do some shit and then you sleep and somebody trying to choke you, somebody trying to fight you, somebody's getting passive aggressive with you, and I'm like, yo, man or woman, sometimes we do need help to get to the next level of our life, and toxic habits happen because of that. Because some people don't want help, don't know how to get help, or even one more, they know it, they ignore it, and they say it's not me. How do you respond to that? Because I know you went through something.
Yes. So 5 years ago now, my boyfriend was killed. I was going to marry him. He was the absolute love of my life. So when that happened, not only did I have post-traumatic stress, well, I had that. Then I already had anxiety, and I didn't know that I had anxiety, but my mama had anxiety and didn't know that she had it. So it was passed down. So I'm dealing with both. I was depressed, whatever. And then right after that, I got into another situation with the guy that I had known because my boyfriend had died. We were on a break for not a break. We had broke up for like a year. And when we broke up for the year, I met someone else. And that someone else was who I went back to when he died. And was it the best decision? No, but that was the best way I knew how to heal. I thought that getting out of that and going to something else would help me to heal from that. Wrong. Never, like ever get with someone else to get over someone. Don't do that. Bad move.
Why do you say that in caution terms, like quotes? Don't ever do that.
Yeah, never do that. Because for one, personally, I believe that when we get out of one relationship, we need to give ourselves time to heal. Time to heal, time to reflect, time to get over it. Because it's unfair to go to someone else and bring them baggage that you haven't even unpacked. You know what I'm saying? And think that this is going to be something healthy. A lot of times it's not. You get what I'm saying? So you have to take that break, And because I was dealing with something so traumatizing, I went to therapy, but I really didn't connect with her. So I didn't take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? To the point where here I am 5 years later. I feel like I'm really just healing from that. You get what I'm saying? On top of, I've been in like 4, 5, 6 different situationships since he passed. You know what I'm saying? No, like
Why you say it like that?
Like, I'm just being real. I've dated. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Well,
none of them were
stick. It didn't work. What happened?
None of them were successful. You get what I'm saying? None of them. And that's saying because it wasn't all them, it wasn't all me. There's faults on both parties. You know what I'm saying? I've showed up to relationships thinking about myself, being selfish, this, that, and third. And I'm sure they would say that about me. And that's fine. You get what I'm saying? But I just think that we need to allow ourselves to heal and not try to jump from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing, because that's not good. Give yourself some space, some time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that goes into another piece of it. And then I'm gonna do a little trivia section with you here.
Okay.
That I get these guys to at least engage with us. What are some things you feel like hold people back from experiencing lasting relationships? Because you had one, right?
Yes.
Right. So, what do you feel like women and men out there are doing that's preventing them from getting those kind of relationships in reality? Like, do we need to give ourselves a reality check? Do we need to look in the mirror and say, maybe it's not them, it's me? Or what do you feel like needs to happen?
Definitely self-reflection. I'm the type of healer that I'm going to ask you, what did you do? How did you show up? Because we can't control what the next person does. The only thing we can do is control how we deal with them. But we cannot control how they're going to respond. But you can control how you respond. You get what I'm saying? So I always tell people, look at yourself. Okay, like, point out, period. But I think in relationships, what holds us back is a lot of times we go into relationships being selfish when we really have to be selfless. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we miss. A lot of times we're still going in thinking about ourselves, and you can't do that when you're with someone. Like it's not gonna work.
All right. So, all right. This is a rapid fire trivia section, and you can say how you like. I know you did send me your questionnaire. I'm gonna go off that too.
Okay.
Two things come to your mind, right? Car, a house, kids. In any relationship, what two do you take?
I would definitely say, well, I don't drive, so I'm not pressed on the car. But I would definitely say the house and the children. The house, keep the house going, and the family, you know what I'm saying? The children, definitely, let's keep Black Wealth going. So I would definitely say house and children for me.
All right. Asian food, Mexican food, or soul food?
Soul food.
Pick two.
Definitely
Pick
soul food.
two. Pick another.
Secondary, did you say what was it? Was
Asian or Mexican?
I like Mexican. Yeah.
What do you like about it?
It's good. Like, I like Mexican. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I enjoy it. I enjoy the music. I definitely enjoy the food, the energy.
Giving me heartburn.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because there's a lot of sodium, but it is good. Yeah.
All right. What turns you on? Two things.
Intellectual conversation, for sure. I
Okay.
love someone who is smart, and who just brings a totally different perspective. And
Okay.
I would definitely say nature. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them girls where you take me to a park, you know what I'm saying? That is definitely mentally stimulating for me. I love outside. Yeah.
Okay. And next thing, if you could do something for the rest of your life, maybe it's free, maybe it's something you love. What two things do you need to get to that part or that point in life?
I need God's blessing and consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I saw you were saying on some of your social media you say Good Witch and Tarot.
Uh-huh.
Explain that a little bit.
The Good Witch is, and also, like, when I say that, people are just like, what? Because our theory and what we've been seeing of witches isn't the most positive, right? So I'm gonna give it a better word. I'm not gonna even say a better word. I'm gonna give it a different perspective right now. Okay? An alchemist is someone who manifests what they want. They speak it. Law of attraction. This is what they do. This is all magic, casting spells. It is yours. Okay. However you decide to use it, that's you. If you use it for evil, that's you. If you use it for love and light, that's you. Okay. I use mine for definitely love and light and peace and all attraction. All things positive, all things that are going to help you grow, and all things to spread love. Like, you get what I'm saying? Everyone's intentions are definitely different. And I don't agree with everyone's intentions on a lot of things, but all you can do is just show up as your best self.
All right. Favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby, I love to read. and I actually love to go shopping. I ain't even gonna hold you. Yeah.
Love spending some money.
I love
Okay.
shopping. Yeah.
What gives you that plight? I see you smiled over there. You're just like, yeah, I love it.
Love shopping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like whether, and that's why like I really enjoyed my thrift store. I love jewelry, shoes. You know what I'm saying? I just love shopping. I think I get that from my mama. My mama always went shopping, always took me with her. And I think that's just something that I get from her, but it's very enjoyable to me. There are actually a lot of things that are enjoyable to me, but those are the top two. And I love to read because every time I read, I feel like I grow. Yeah.
Favorite music?
Literally, I ain't gonna say everything. Some genres I don't like. I love I love African.
Favorite musician? Favorite music or favorite musician?
My favorite. Okay, I have two.
Yeah.
I have two groups who I absolutely love: Earth Gang and Oshun.
I love Earth Gang too. With J.
I
Cole.
love Earth Gang. Johnny Venus is my husband in my head, and I love Oshun. Like Oshun they are a duo. Two Black women, definitely Afrocentric. Definitely like on my whole vibe. And Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu is definitely.
You got her vibe though.
Yeah, definitely mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely mother.
All right. Favorite symbol or symbols? Don't say Ankh just because it represents that.
Well, I actually wasn't gonna say that. I was about to say an African head wrap.
Like the crown thing.
Yes. If you look at my page, I wear head wraps a lot. Definitely a head wrap. And I wear them high like Badu too. I will not. People keep telling me to do hair wrap tutorials. I'm not trying to be stingy, but that's just something I hold sacred. So yeah, my technique. That's one thing I'm not willing to share. But I love the African hair wrap because to me it really symbolizes Black beauty, Black strength, the Black.
Did you know? Fun fact: did you know the African American Museum was constructed after a woman's crown?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I didn't know that.
And if you look at it from the outside in, you kind of see the little shapes of the walls going like that. But that was the inspiration behind it. And
wow.
That's a good point. Right. So do you feel like people are very materialistic? I don't want to say fake. Sometimes bringing out qualities of themselves around other people because of money. I don't want to say fame, jewelry, or even a certain image and lifestyle.
That can be a possibility. Yeah, that can definitely be a possibility. Because we live in a superficial world, you know what I'm saying? And if that's where your mindset is, then you can possibly show up as that. Yeah.
Okay. So next thing I do want to say and go ahead and play for you here is something we had talked about, me and the producer of Overtime TV, and I want you guys to hear the episode before I even bring it up. It was a episode from their Clouts, and it is a nice show that is featured on Overtime on Roku. But the best thing about it is it's talking about the topics we're bringing up. Now, I'm not going to specifically say it's relevant or it's not relevant to this discussion, but I think we should hear it just for the sake of it. Mm-hmm. And it is brought to you by Drip Van Gogh. Again, if you're looking for some nice Christmas gear, they're hosting an ugly sweater party on the 18th. Make sure you go check out the event on Drip Van Gogh Facebook and also off of Instagram, because at the end of the day, he's helping build a lot of different people, but he's also, accepting that people are not where he is. You feel me? So I'm gonna play this episode real quick, but tell us what is your favorite song before we do that? and how that has molded you or has shaped how you believe.
My absolute favorite song is Erykah Badu, Bag Lady.
Should we play it?
We can.
Go ahead and play it for us. Let's hear it.
Okay. I hope y'all can hear it.
Take your time if you don't. You got it?
I did.
Chill song. All right.
I hear you. What you say?
I said that's a chill song.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that your favorite song?
Bag Lady is my favorite song because that's what I have been. And it's just very relatable. Bag Lady is basically telling you that, you know, you're gonna go through these experiences, you're gonna go through different relationships, but they should just be, and I learned this from Miss Mvmnt, and I'm gonna say her last name because I don't know how to pronounce her first name, but you know who I'm talking about. One time I was listening to one of her shows, and she was like, every experience that we have should just be an added jewel on our crown. And she said that specifically, you know what I'm saying, for the sisters or whatever. And I took that and I locked that in my bank, you get what I'm saying? And instead of me carrying around a bag, like Badu is saying, carrying this baggage, I'm just gonna take that and put it in my crown. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use it as knowledge. But Bag Lady symbolizes just us as people, you know what I'm saying? And how, you know, we have a hard time letting things go. We carry one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And sometimes we do it without realizing it, you know what I'm saying? So this song, I listen to this song every day because it reminds me as a tarot reader, as, you know, as a teacher, you know what I'm saying? Because I do teach children, as a woman, as an activist, you know what I'm saying? As a Black woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, is that I have to unpack my baggage in order to show up as my best self in any and every space that I'm in. And I'm in a lot of spaces, you get what I'm saying? So I want to be my best self. So this reminds me every day to unpack what happened yesterday, what happened last week. You get what I'm saying? What happened an hour ago. So yeah.
So now I'm gonna play a little segment here. It's from the Clouts on Overtime Sims YouTube, and just tell me your feedback after it plays. All right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn off this autoplay so it doesn't keep running.
Our horrible guys are, and we're the ones raising them. We have to be more responsible in our parenting. We have to teach them self-respect and self-love so they'll know how to reign as true kings and know how to respect queens as well. They don't respect us out here. And that's why we have to take our roles as moms, daughters, granddaughters, sisters, nieces, and we have to stand up for what's right and treat these men like kings and teach them self-respect and teach them self-love so that they can produce it back girls that's coming in the future generation. Again, I would like to thank Pierre Kareem for letting us have our Ladies Empowerment Day. Keep your head high, stay a strong Black woman, and know that change starts within. Again, I'm Egypt, and I'm out.
I like that.
So this leads into our next topic, reciprocity, right? What is that to you?
Reciprocity is,
and I can define it if you need me to do that for the guests.
Yeah, define it.
All right. So reciprocity is giving without the expectation of just to get, giving to receive, giving and being able to get something back of equal value without having that expectation you're going to, you know, receive something. You know, like so I feel like some people just give to see if somebody would take advantage of them. Mm-hmm. How do you feel like reciprocity plays a part in your
life? In a lot of ways. One of the things that I give without knowing if I'm going to receive it back is love. I try to put out as much love. I'm not always successful. I will say that. I try to give out as much love as I possibly can, but in me doing that, I know that I'm not going to receive it back, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But I do receive it back a lot, I do. You know what I'm saying? I do, but a lot of times I don't. But either way, whether I do or I don't, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Even like gems I drop, you know what I'm saying? That, I give them, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I learn, I give them. I'm not asking for anything. All I ask is that if it's for you, you receive it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say in my tarot readings. If it's for you, receive it. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? So I think in life we have to do that. We have to give willingly and freely. You know what I'm saying? You will get it back because the universe always responds. You know what I'm saying? Whether negative or positive. You may not get it back monetarily, you may not get it back, you know what I'm saying, whatever, but you will get it back. Like, you get what I'm saying? In ways that you will appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
So with that does, I do understand that. So on that topic, right? Who's at fault when, like, who can we hold accountable? All right. And then how do we know that somebody has matured? And then after that, who's responsible for carrying that out? Is it the parent? Is it a role model? Is it the community? Or is it that we don't have that?
I would say that it's community. You get what I'm saying? I definitely would like for it to be community. It takes all of us to get where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? It takes everyone. And I remember when I was little, growing up in the projects, I grew up around 58, you know what I'm saying? It's a project that's gone now in DC. But when I was little, if I did something and my grandmama didn't see it, my neighbor saw it, my neighbor would tell my grandmama, I would get in trouble. Then she'll tell granddaddy by the time he get home, you know what I'm saying, from the post office. Then my mama gonna find out. And God forbid if my aunt find out, you get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I was held accountable in different spaces. Now, as it went down the line, I probably wasn't disciplined as harshly, you know what I'm saying? But I was held accountable because it takes a village, you know what I'm saying? It takes a village to raise, to love, and to spread knowledge and to keep it all going. One household just can't do it. You can teach your children, yes, but we all need to, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's lacking in the world.
Do you think it lacks in black and white communities, or is it especially in the black community?
I don't, because like I can only speak on our community, you know what I'm saying? Because our community is definitely my focus, you know what I'm saying? And I try to definitely keep my empowerment there, because to be honest, I had to worry about my grass before, you know what I'm saying, before we could worry about other people's grass, and that's just real, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't worry about next door grass if my grass fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And not saying that my grass is fucked up. My grass is growing. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's getting watered every day. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, a lot of people neglect and they don't nurture their own people. The moment they make it, they bounce. Like I'll give you an example. Kanye. Where's he from? Chicago.
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. I know some people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I was never a big Kanye fan, so I don't know much.
Don't blame me. Shit.
Yeah, I was from the beginning. I was never.
I actually unsubscribed from him when he came out with some new songs.
Okay.
Not nothing against his gospel stuff, but I unsubscribed when Yeezy came out. I haven't listened to that album, and I have every single other album, all the songs. I know all the lyrics, and I said to myself, like, how you gonna make it and then never go back to the people that was around you and build them? You know, like, I don't got nothing against Kanye. Don't get me wrong, because some people gonna feel a certain way about it, right? But if you say, like, the community is accountable, who in the community do we point fingers at? Do we point fingers at the single mother? Do we point fingers at the absentee father? Do we point fingers at the government giving aid? Or do we point fingers at people that we're raising?
How about we put the fingers down and we start looking at ourselves first and take responsibility for our own healing? You know what I'm saying? Because pointing the finger isn't going to get us anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to do anything. Right now, it's time to take ownership. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what has been done, let's move forward with healing and let's make it better for the next generation. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I started therapy. I believe I started therapy when quarantine first happened. I do believe it was around that time. And the reason why is because I knew that in order for me to get where God wants me to be, I had to unpack some of this stuff. I can't go with this same attitude, with this same viewpoint, with this same, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I have to release some of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what all of us need to do. You know what I'm saying? We all, yes, unfortunate things happen. Sometimes we're born into a difficult situation, but that does not have to be your curse. You know what I'm saying? You can make it your blessing and you can use it to help someone else.
Do you feel like a lot of people get on these dating sites expecting somebody else to rescue them? I usually call that Captain Save-A-Ho, but a lot of people jump on, yo, I'm meeting this person, we're chatting, but then they don't have substance.
Mm-hmm.
It's all shallow. It's like not that you don't have what it takes to have a great relationship, but it's like they can't hold a conversation with you online. Like me and you are having a conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't even have that. It's like short attention span. Hey, I was just on this app to see if I can get some free food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding you. Some of my friends that are girls do that. They
Mm-hmm.
go on a date with a dude, and all of a sudden, they just there for some food.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It's no substance in
Mm-hmm.
that the action taken was not generating a result. That's why I asked you earlier, is everything a means to an end? And also you did bring up something about a time in your life you felt like nothing was going your way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were saying you were overweight. What else? What was happening?
So this was back when I started Afro Thrift. I knew that was for me, right? But yes, I was overweight. I weighed 135 pounds. And now I'm 115. Huh?
That's
Well,
that's
when you're
like
4'7", that's a lot of weight. You get what I'm saying? And I carried it in my upper body. So, like, if 135, I would have never wore this blouse. You get what I'm saying? And not saying that beauty comes from the inside. You get what I'm saying? But I definitely am healthier. I feel better. Clothes feel better. My confidence went up about 10 notches. You get what I'm saying? I'm still not where I want to be as far as weight. I want to lose 15 more, but it's a start. So yes, like I wasn't, but eating was a form of me dealing with what I was going through because I was in this relationship that I just didn't know how to get out of. So I'm gonna eat because this is, I'm going out.
you like put everything on the back burner to like.
Yeah, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't in my own space. You get what I'm saying? Um, and I was just like, eating gives me comfort, so I'm gonna fucking eat. And as I ate, I began to look like it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel like a lot of people blame themselves
Mhm.
for everything going wrong in your life. Sometimes, like I always say this to somebody, you can control only 5% of what happens in life. The other 95%, you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, hanging around the wrong person. You can't always put that, and it's a form of healing. I tell people like, but what you do when shit happens to you, right? How you respond is what makes you what successful. If you always gonna point the fingers at people, you always gonna say, yeah, that was them and this and that, and you don't see yourself in that picture, it sucks because that 95%, people carry it around. Like I meet a lot of my I used to do a lot of teaching with youth, like young kids when I was in college, and I'd be teaching them how to do architecture, how to do little design here and there, and they would just flat out say thank you, you
Oh.
know, like thank you for showing me this and showing me that. I didn't believe I could do it because my parents didn't give me that chance, or they didn't have those resources around me, and I kind of feel like if you have a chance to impact people, to change their perspective, even if you only change like 1 second of their whole, I don't know, 30 years of their life, do it, you know? But a lot of people don't get to hear that. They don't get to see, they always carrying around like, damn, I didn't get that job because I look this way. And that's not necessarily true. And you're
I
an
mean,
MBA, right?
I'm sorry.
You have an MBA.
Yes. A
So
lot of
I'm gonna go deep into that, but go ahead. Go
a
ahead.
lot of times you didn't get the job because you look that way. You get what I'm saying? And it just
Yeah.
is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because discrimination and things like that are real, but also remember that that job wasn't for you. You get what I'm saying? And you just go on about that. That job wasn't for you. It's something else bigger and greater and better. And then when you get there, you're gonna be like, fuck that job. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes let's be real, discrimination is real. Like, you get what I'm saying? But you also have to remember that that's not the space that God wanted you in. And you get ready to go to something else.
So cool. Let me ask you this then. Do you feel like you can vibrate your energy, your essence to get to where you need to be in life? And do you feel like you need other people to validate that for you to get there, or do you feel like you can do that yourself?
Absolutely. You do not need the validation and opinion of someone else is not my reality. That is not for me to internalize. That is them. You know what I'm saying? But my vibe, my synergy, my words, my actions are definitely gonna get me where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like, and like if I could tell you, some years ago, I was like, I want my own place. I had to have my own place. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want like this Afrocentric home, you know what I'm saying? I want my own, you know what I'm saying? And I kept putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Just kept. You know what I'm saying? And boom, look at me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It took some years, but I am where 5 years ago, this is where I wanted to be, and I'm here. Now I'm working on the next 5 years, but I know that that's going to be everything I put out, my energy, how I treat people, you know what I'm saying? All of that, so you are 100% responsible for your reality. Yes.
Do you feel like people are blaming COVID right now for the issues going on in their own life?
I wouldn't say people are blaming. I would say people are affected. And my heart, my soul, my spirit, my words, my tears go out to people who are really affected. You know what I'm saying? Because this is real. I know someone personally, he was my dean, and later on in life, he became my coworker. So he was my dean at first, and then we became colleagues, which is crazy. But he passed away from COVID. You know what I'm saying? He used to really, really love me. We had really good talks and everything. And he passed away from it. You know what I'm saying? So this is real. Y'all please be safe out there, or everyone who's listening, please be safe. But it is real, and a lot of people are impacted by it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure what is going to be done, to help. But we can. That's totally different. You know what I'm saying? But
So
I definitely don't feel like people are blaming.
That's fine. I just want to say, not even to reference that, my mom is actually in the ER right now because of it.
Okay.
And I have to ask myself sometimes, am I accountable for that? Can I blame everybody else around her for getting her sick? And no, I can't. Why is because, it takes, like, I had to call physically and call an ambulance because I was like, if we don't do nothing, that's going to be nothing. And saying that, I'm saying like you've grown up with that person. They've raised you to believe a certain way, and you hold these ideals from your parents. You like swear by it. You salute to it or whatever. But a lot of people are not understanding the impacts of COVID, and they're just saying, "Hey, I want to go outside with no mask on. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do that." And there's no protocol to even how we're raising our kids. And not saying I have kids. I don't have kids, so don't get me wrong. But there's some people that feel like they should let the world take care of their kids instead of them taking care of their kids and raising them. That's why I brought up that quote at the beginning, because some women are blaming men for how the society is.
Mm-hmm.
And in that aspect, I don't want to sit here and point fingers, because it ain't about finger pointing. It's more about, we have women who can impact. And I don't want to just say, oh, because Kamala Harris is now our vice president, that black women are recognized. No. Y'all have impact in so many areas of society that I don't think women are taking advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
That's interesting that you say that, right? Because Black women and Black men have shown up for me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I can't. So when people and I know everyone's experience is different, you get what I'm saying? But Black women have shown up. You know what I'm saying? There are so many Black women who are uplifting, inspiring, encouraging. You know what I'm saying? We've always been here. You know what I'm saying? We've always been the foundation without us, there would be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And look, I'm a black guy. I would say the same shit, but there's no credit given to where credit's due.
I mean, it's always like that. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. But at the end of the day, the GOAT gonna be the GOAT regardless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what it is. Black women influence style, culture. You know what I'm saying? We're thriving as entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? We're thriving as healers, as mothers, as wives. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And, we may never get the credit that we're due, but like I said, the GOAT gonna always be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is.
So adding to that, do you feel like people can become successful, can hold better positions in life, can become people of not just impact but influence to other people if they come from a broken home?
Absolutely. You're speaking of one. Absolutely. Okay. What happens to you in this life is not for you to sit and soak in it. You get what I'm saying? Like 2 days ago, what happened to me, I did sit and soak in it. You get what I'm saying? I gave myself time, but that's not for me to sit and soak in forever. I had to take that and influence the next person. Like, hey, be safe out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or even me growing up in the household that I grew up in, like this, that's why I don't have children yet, because I want something different for my child. You get what I'm
saying? I wanted to ask you about that because I heard you say something on the other podcast. You were like, I don't know if you said it was men, but you said you didn't want kids at first.
Yes.
Why? What was that? What was that about?
And let me just be fully transparent. I still don't know if that's something that I really want. You get what I'm saying? I think I'm more open to it, The reason why I didn't want children is because of my own trauma, with my parents. My parents, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just with my own trauma. Me not realizing that is their narrative and it doesn't have to be mine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And just, different situations around me, I didn't really want that for myself. But like I said, I am continuing to unpack that doesn't have to be my narrative. So I am more open. At first, it was just flat out no. Hell no, I ain't having no kids. Bye. Now it's more so I will if I am in a healthy relationship where I feel like this will be conducive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
So are you looking for it? You already now looking for it, but you're trying to find somebody to match it.
I am definitely 100% single. I'm not necessarily looking for anyone. If it comes my way, then I'll go from there. But I'm not necessarily looking right now. I'm also looking to. If you want to ask what I'm looking for continuous healing. I'm looking to expand these businesses I got going on. You know what I'm saying? To become.
What business you got?
So
Tell
I
us.
have Tarot. You know what I'm saying? That is Afro Incense on Instagram. And I have Afro Thrift, which is where I sell like my jewelry and scarves, all accessories. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to keep those up and going and put my focus in that. Multiple streams of income. I'm looking to be financially stable, to become a better teacher. You know, to every student that I cross as a better professional artist. That's what I'm looking to do. But you know, if a guy happens to come along on my journey, and I feel like it's right, then you know, we go from there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I'm a juxtapose with you. I like doing the devil's advocate, but I go on some of these apps. These women are not necessarily desperate, but like they just want somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that becomes an issue of, you know, the guy's trying to get out of the relationship what he wants and she wants what she wants, but both are not getting it?
I mean, yeah, but that's because they weren't aligned in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Because if they were, then both would, you know, he would pour on her cup, she would pour on his. It would look just like this. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, if that wasn't your person, you know what I'm saying, then you're not, you know. I have learned that you can have all the best qualities. You know what I'm saying? You can do everything. You can be the best, but you will never be enough for the person who isn't for you. And I've learned that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you were always comparing them to somebody else, or they were comparing you to somebody else?
Yeah, you will always feel inadequate, you know, for the person who isn't for you. You get what I'm saying? So, and I've never been on a dating app, so I don't know what they look like. I don't know.
Playing.
I have never been on a dating app ever.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? So I was in Knoxville, Tennessee, a year and a half ago when I started working for this other company, and I realized there's not a lot of black people around. And it was a new experience for me, right? So I went on this app. I'm not a dating app person either. I'm a face-to-face guy. And this one, you know, I was vibing with this one chick. Vibing, right? We were messaging back and forth. And then she wanted to video chat with me. And I didn't feel comfortable at all doing none of that because I was like, it's so artificial. But nowadays, even on Facebook and Instagram, if me and you are going live, we gonna watch a movie together now. It got to that point where it's like people ain't gonna see each other. I'm not gonna say the N word, but you can't be in your element no more because now it's like you have to go virtual to engage with people and connect with people, and it takes away that genuine and anonymous blind date experience. You feel me? And I've been on a couple blind dates, and I was with this one chick, and you know what she said to me?
What?
She said, "Oh, I'm not gonna be with you until you buy me a Louis bag." I see your face. I see your, I see your face. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta go through so many people just to meet that one. It shouldn't be that way.
Some people don't though. Some people meet their one in high school and they still been married. Everyone doesn't though. Like some people have met on a dating app and have gotten married and they still married and they had kids and all that. Like you get what I'm saying?
But it's about compatibility, and that goes back to what I was saying to you, I don't think it's a sign thing. I think it's more of a temperament. It's like kind of like I don't want to say people are dogs. I'm not saying nobody's a dog, but you gotta find the right dog for you.
Mhm.
And I had a blue pit bull when I was younger, but we couldn't bring it in my house because my dad's allergic or somebody's allergic, and they just didn't want the responsibility. But me and that dog were running together. It was a female dog too. Me and that dog were playing together, and the lady who ended up adopting that dog, she didn't exercise the dog, right? She didn't go out and nurture that dog and train it and build it. You know what that dog did?
What?
It bit her right here.
Oh, wow.
It bit her. It did that to her because I kind of figure I'm not comparing any relationship, but you have to nurture your dog. You
Mhm.
have to nurture. You have to be willing to take care of somebody. And if you're not willing to extend that level of, I don't want to say it's love, of understanding and compassion and being there for somebody, I don't think you should be in a relationship
Mhm.
because it gets to that point where it is dirty. It is grunt work. It is something that you're not gonna enjoy 24/7. But like I have a mother and father that have been together for 34 years.
Mhm.
How's that work?
Mhm.
You feel me? Like I see 50, 60% of marriages nowadays end in divorce.
Mhm.
And I'm African, by the
Mhm.
way. You
Okay.
can tell by my name, right? But
Yeah.
that culture does not transfer over in Africa.
Mhm.
Like people, I'm not saying I condone it, but they have polygamy over there.
Mhm.
It's not accepted here. But
Mhm.
here I see a lot of people in a monogamous relationship and they still go out and cheat.
Mhm.
They still go out and take one more, and then they come home like, hey, happy lovey dovey. And that's what I mean by a broken home, because you can't have a kid looking at two different things and then accepting that and saying that's okay.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
Um, I dated actually a situation that I just got out of a few months ago. He believes in polygamy. That's actually something that he wants. He does not believe in titles. So I was with him for about 7, 8 months, and the reason, well, I left. And the reason why I did is because I'm, I don't want to be with something that doesn't serve me. You know what I'm saying? In the ways in which I feel like I deserve. Um, because with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I love. You know what I'm saying? I think when I think of relationships, I am a little traditional. You get what I'm saying? Now polygamy, if that's for you, by all means. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning.
Don't say that.
In the beginning,
You're
I
encouraging
do
something.
not judge.
Nah, you encouraging some niggas, and I do mean some niggas are like that.
I mean,
Like,
if
and
it's
some
for
women are
you,
like, but
yeah.
some
If
women
it's
are
for
sharing so many men.
you.
They have that one show. Actually, it's on Amazon Prime. If you guys get a chance to watch it, it's Side Chicks of North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
of Charlotte, and I'll be like, yo, why do you want to be the side chick?
Yeah. Now that is a little different. You get what I'm saying? I don't. I definitely encourage women to love themselves enough where they don't put themselves in that position. Okay, but polygamy seems like it's an agreement on all sides,
Oh,
all parts of the
yeah,
board. You know what I'm saying? And no one's a side chick. Both of the women are at this particular level in his life, right?
uh-huh.
So I'm like, if that is an agreement and if that is what you want and that's your lifestyle, cool. Like I said in the beginning, I ain't here to knock how nobody live. Like, you know what I'm saying? I am like non-judgmental, you know what I'm saying? It is all good. You know what I'm saying? How you want to live. I just want to see people happy. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes down to side chicks, no, I don't feel like any woman should allow herself to be put in that because you deserve better. Every woman deserves to have love unconditionally and not be the second place. You know what I'm saying? No. No. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. And have we all been there? Yes, we probably have. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that you don't stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I wish a guy can't even come to me with that bullshit. Cause it's like,
Has it happened to you? And did you tolerate it?
it did happen to me. I did tolerate it for a minute, but it was on my conscience so bad that I couldn't stay there. Yeah, I couldn't.
And look, I'm not saying nothing against it, but I find it hard as a black man to stay with one woman because so many other women want to give you what your main one has, and they don't want to burn out with you. They don't want to do the grunt work with you. They just want the happy and the highs. They don't want you at your lows. Mm-hmm. And I see that issue happen to a lot of guys. And they get into a relationship and then somebody else just wants to caress them and cheer them. And then they go to that person. And then all of a sudden, it's not all sunshine and love and all that shit. It's a lot more, oh, fuck, this person snores. Oh, shit, this person acts this way around that person, or they got drama with this person and I can't be around them, or I can't be at work with them. And I'm not one to say nothing against it, but don't get your honey where you get your money. Do you know about that phrase?
I think that relates to like don't date people at work and stuff like that.
Right, same thing.
But can you really
like
say
that?
On
your mind. On your mind.
Can you really say that though? Because it's just like I have had some teachers, right, in high school who they were dating or whatever, and they ended up getting married and they're still married. I feel like dating on the job just remain professional, you know what I'm saying? But it could work, it could not work, but it all is about maturity. You get what I'm saying?
I say that with all perspective of hanging around marketing people. Mm-hmm. It can get weird if you making more money than your chick or she making more money than you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but is it, that sounds like a grown person's ego.
I'm just saying it could get weird. I'm not saying I don't have an ego, but I'm just saying like your friends would be right next to you and be like, yo, she made more money than you. What you gonna do about it?
And I mean,
and I'm just sitting there like, dude, it's not that fucking serious.
It's not. But, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. It's just money. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, all right, y'all go make the money. You know, y'all make money, start the business together, do that. That way y'all both make the same amount. How about that? To fix that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do understand that money is a factor in relationships because we live in a world of consumption.
But it's the bottom line of a relationship in this society. If you didn't have money, like as a factor, what do you think would play a factor?
That's a good question. And honestly, I don't know. I don't really know if I can wholeheartedly answer that because I never thought of it.
No, like for real, because if you go in other countries, right, $1 is like almost 100 or 1,000 of their money.
True.
And we sit here, we spending thousands of dollars on our look, cars, clothes, houses, family, kids, healthcare. In other countries, they don't even have that luxury. So what makes a make or break relationship if money is not the factor? In my point, you know, I'm not saying I have that answer. I don't, because clearly I live in a different society where it is a factor. You know, and people don't know how not to think materialistically because they're always scaling and looking at somebody else's. Oh, you got this, so I got to go get this. You got that car, so I got to have this car. Or I got to have a his and her car in my household when I have my wife or something like that. You know, I'm not saying nothing against people that want to be responsible, family members, fathers, husbands, or anything like that. But I think it's got saturated for our generation because what do 90% of them want?
That's true.
Sex.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, right? A lot of things have taken a toll, I think, for the worst.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for coming on here. You know, everybody got time. You know, you're a teacher. Can you tell people how they can follow you and do what you do best to introduce them?
You can follow me. I am Assata Incense on Facebook. It is spelled like Assata Shakur. That's where I got it from. But it is spelled ASSATA. Incense, like the incense you burn. INCENSE. That is Facebook. On Instagram, I am Afro Incense. So it's AFROINCENSE. Those are both my platforms.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And guys, I just want to let you guys know I'm JKing Direct, also known as Jared Kenua on Facebook. Go ahead and follow us at the Direct Mind Podcast, and that way we can be able to have you guys listen on the go or watch this live video again. All right. I appreciate you, Assata / Vic / Afro Incense for coming on.
Thank you
And
for having me.
no problem. And we're proud to offer this platform where all discussions can be had, challenged, debated, or curated for all parties listening to engage or disagree healthy. If you guys want to be featured on here for the next podcast, let us know by subscribing, commenting, or even sending a message directly to Overtime TV. And that's who actually helps sponsor this whole message. And it's produced in partnership with Drip Van Gogh's Overtime TV and My Movement Media Incorporated. Thank you. I appreciate you. And a lot of people don't say that. I appreciate you.
See, yeah.
All right.